Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the fairy tale reading series. And today our story is Snow Queen. Chào các con, chào mừng các bạn đến với chuỗi video cô đọc truyện cổ tích cho chúng ta. Và câu chuyện của chúng ta hôm nay sẽ là The Snow Queen. Let's get started. Okay. Once, many years ago, there was an evil sprite who used eyes to make a mirror that reflected everything that was good in the world and something horrible and nasty. One day, the mirror was broken by some mischievous young sprites, and the mirror scattered across the world in thousands of little pieces. Elsewhere lived Kay and Gerda. They were best friends and loved to play in Kay's parents' rose garden together. They spent all their days singing songs and caring for each other like a brother and sister. But one day, while they were out playing, Kay got some pieces of Sprite's mirror stuck in his eye and heart. They began to turn all that was good in him to bad. He turned very mean towards Gerda, which upset her. Where once he thought she was pretty, now he told her she was ugly. So sad to hear that. That winter, Kay was out sledding with a huge sleigh pulled up, and a hooded man asked him to get in. He thought a ride in a sleigh would be lots of fun, so he climbed up next to the driver. However, once they were moving, the driver turned into a beautiful and terrible Snow Queen. She kissed Kay twice. The first kiss made him numb for the cold, and the second made him forget all about Gerda. A third kiss would have killed him. Off they traveled to the Snow Queen's palace. Gerda was heartbroken at Kay's disappearance and began to ask everyone if they'd seen him. First, she asked a fairy if she'd seen him. The fairy lived in a garden that was forever summer. She sent her garden flowers to search beneath the ground, but they couldn't find Kate there. The next day, a crow found Gerda crying for Kay. The crow told her she'd seen Kay get married to a princess. Gerda was worried Kay had married someone else, but when she went to the palace, she found out that it was not Kay. After all, just a boy who looked like him. Traveling in search of Kay, a little girl tried to rob Gerda, but when Gerda told her story to the girl, she was sad for Gerda. The robber girl had a reindeer with her who overheard the story, announced he'd seen Kay in Lapland. They set off together to look for him. Meanwhile, in the Snow Queen's palace in Lapland, the queen was playing a game with Kay. She said if he could spell the word eternity with a piece of ice, he would be his own master and could go wherever he wished. But Kay was so cold, he couldn't work out the puzzle. When Gerda arrived at the palace, Kay was almost frozen solid. But Gerda sang him a song, and her tears of happiness soon melted the piece of mirror in his heart and eye. He began to cry his own warm, happy tears. It was so beautiful that the pieces of ice began to dance for joy. When the pieces of the mirror fell back to the ground, they spelled out the word eternity. The Snow Queen's spell was broken. Kay and Gerda went safely home, reunited as best friends. And that's all for the story. Thank you very much and see you in next fairy tale reading stories. Goodbye.